We know that resilient people can overcome a lot in life. We also know that resilient people can be highly successful in life. Resilience is basically the ability to overcome tough conditions, tough situations. What then becomes the benchmark? What is the base level to say that we are able to be resilient? And in resilient here, the best way I can explain it is that if you have a tough condition, what happens is you have an emotional feeling. It feels tough. It feels stressful. It feels anxious. For me, resilience is the ability to get back to an emotional, stable level where you're in the right frame of mind to be able to make good, strategic, long-term, beneficial decisions to yourself. What people also don't understand about resilience is it also happens on the opposite end. Resilience is always deemed negative. You get these people that when they go through strong emotions, strong positive emotions, they ride this wave, you become unbreakable. We all know over a period of time, nothing lasts forever. So the ability to get back to what your base level is, that emotional consistency where you're able to make good business decisions, good life decisions, decisions for yourself, for your family, that's what resilience is. It's the ability to reset to a place where you as a human have the ability to move forward in a great way. Why is resilience then so important? It's because the quicker we can get through that low dip, that anxiety, the stress, that feeling that things are tough, and reset to normal, emotional, stable, where we have a clear frame of mind, know where we want to go, know what we want from our life, the quicker we're able to move forward and that baseline of resiliency. So you can imagine something happening in your normal day that sinks you a low, maybe an answer you didn't want, something happened, something went wrong. The longer you linger in that, the more you feel that energy goes where your focus goes. So that being able to pull yourself out of that dip as quickly as possible, knowing that this is just part of life, this just happens. You get back to your emotional baseline is the quicker you're able to move forward. The same way when something extremely positive happens, you're chasing something, it works in your favor. That can last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, sometimes even months. But don't let that blind you in what actually still needs to be happening in your life for you to move forward. A lot of people hit this peak and they think, oh wow, everything is going to go perfect from here. Think back to your life and all the things you've accomplished. And when you felt that everything was going to be perfect, everything always reset to a baseline. An example from my life where I had to be resilient, it's actually every single day. You wake up, you don't want to go to the gym. You wake up, you accomplish something great in the morning, you feel good about yourself, you ride that high. So me, resilient actually happens every single day of my life. Pull myself out of the low when I don't want to do something, or I start talking to myself. When I do something that achieves something, or I see somebody that gives me this massive positive feeling, knowing that that is just temporary. That's like a bump, negative bump that you're going to dip through, or like a positive bump. That then I understand that that is just a temporary emotion. That's just something I'm going through. Yes, the time is tough. The low is low. There's hard things to be done. But that's an emotional state that I find myself in feeling versus actually just getting the work out that needs to be done. Well, I looked at how everybody said successful people have to be resilient. You're going to go through tough times. You're going to have to go through hardships. And I was like, how do they then go through that? After spending time and mentoring with many of them, what I learned was that they get back to an emotional, stable state very quickly, and they look at things logically. What do I need to do? What are the steps I need to take versus focusing on the negative or the problem? They look at what do I need to solve that problem with? And when I realized they went back to their stable emotional state so quickly, that gave them the ability to be resilient in the decisions they needed to make. And what is the impact of resilience is that you don't walk around unhappy. You don't walk around overly happy. Most people live life like this. It's a big roller coaster up. It's a big roller coaster down. It's positive. It's negative. It's positive. It's negative. And life feels like this massive roller coaster. I realized that if I can live life on a wave that's little ebbs and flows up and down, you're never overly happy. You're never underly happy. Yes, I can allow myself to have these massive highs and enjoy the moment. And that is, I'm more likely to allow than have these massive dips where I feel low for long periods of time and then have to pull myself out of it. So realizing that life can be this beautiful rocky wave, a little bit of up, a little bit of down, and that's got to do with the way you think about it and how you get to an emotional state. So a pragmatic tip you can apply to make yourself more resilient is what we refer to in the course as metacognition, is realizing that not everything you think is true, that the moment a thought pops into your head, be aware of it. And just because you've thought that similar thought 60 to 70,000 times a day, because that's how many times we reprocess thoughts before, when you're aware of it, that thought coming in and lingering in either the super negative or the super positive, that thought may not be true. And that creates so much power. Just being aware of how I think is not necessarily the truth. It's not the truth that's actually there, because it's just that thought creates an emotion. That emotion is what we land up leaning in towards, that decide how we think and feel about things. So resilience, not only in your business, your career, but in your personal life, becomes so important. Because think of a partner that you are with that goes through these massive highs, these massive lows, what it's like to be on that roller coaster with them. To be with somebody, you're going to be with somebody all through life, either your kids, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your parents, is helping them understand that it's just an emotional state you're in. Yes, it's tough, but how you perceive it, how you think about it, is the quicker you become resilient, that you're able to reset to actually what needs to be done, because you're in a stable emotional space. So resilience lands up benefiting you in all areas of your life. So I hope this helps you with resilience. And if you're struggling to know who you are, what is your emotional baseline, what is the actual things you value, we actually have the Meta You course, which stands for the most effective tactics available, that helps you with your baseline. Who are you? What are you about? Maybe you're lacking purpose or passion. What is the life you actually want to live, instead of being told by other people how to live? And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out, if you're struggling for passion and purpose, our other videos here.